Hi everyone, I'm Doug Black at Inside HPC. We're at the ISC 2025 conference here in Hamburg, and with me now is Rod Evans. He is NVIDIA's EMEA VP of Supercomputing and AI. And Cosimo Gianfreda, he is CEO of E4 Computer Engineering. E4 is an Italy-based company that develops solutions for HPC clusters, cloud, AI, and hyperconverged infrastructures for industry and academics. So we're talking about the long-standing partnership between your two companies and the opportunities that you have together. Let me ask both of you, whoever wants to go first. How does this partnership fit into the context of Italian and European technological evolution?
So NVIDIA has been partnered with E4 for almost a decade now. We've been working together on a number of solutions and have had a lot of success in enabling customers to bring accelerated computing to the forefront of what they do. But not just in the HPC sector, but also in the emerging AI sector. And we've been working together on bringing some of the technologies to market over that period, but also making sure that customers are able to implement our equipment really easily and implement our solutions into their workflows as quickly as possible. So E4's got an unrivaled reputation in Italy as being the experts outside of the sort of mainstream OEMs in terms of being the expert for Italy. And we're really proud and happy to have had this relationship with them for a long time. I think it's brought a lot of success to the two companies and enabling sort of major organizations like ECMWF, who came to Italy in Bologna and is supported fully on site by E4 engineers. So a very good example of how the two companies have helped work together to bring innovation into the climate and weather world.
So Cosimo, how does this partnership fit into the context of Italian and European technological evolution?
So the partnership started a long time ago. We were selecting as E4, analyzing and studying the most emerging technologies. So we started on 2009 and we did a great successful story together with NVIDIA and our customer. The partnership started from the technological point of view, so we look at the vision of the company, the potential opportunity we had in our hands, and we started analyzing medical evolution or medical simulation for simulating heart attack, and we found out that the NVIDIA technology was simply amazing for doing this. So that was the starting of our partnership. And continue this way, we always find a new vision or new trends or new objective to achieve together.
So Rod, how does NVIDIA see the evolution of AI and accelerated computing in the next 3 to 5 years, and what role will partners like E4 play?
So AI is an interesting evolution, which is everybody's aware of things like ChatGPT and things of that nature, which sort of became the iPhone moment for AI into the enterprise world and everyday life for the public. But what has been also a little bit less well known is the emergence of AI for science. And we're starting to now see computer scientists and researchers adopting AI technology into their research and how they're bringing scientific innovation to marketplace. And there's been lots of areas where we've got examples of that. One of the areas that's probably one of the earliest that's gone into this has been the whole concept of digital biology. And the iPhone moment of that came with AlphaFold a few years ago, when they showed how to do protein folding with an AI model in a much better way than a simulation can do. And today, that whole advance in AI has become sort of a major part of drug discovery and digital biology research. Now, addition market out has been things like climate change and using AI to predict what's going to happen with weather incidents or with climate change, because it's all very well predicting what the weather is going to do for a numerical model, and it can predict to a certain resolution, but it can't go down deep enough to see what the impact is going to be on you and me in the city we're in. And quite often you'll see the weather forecast in the morning and it'll say, oh, it's going to rain, so you've got a coat on all day and it doesn't rain, and yet 2 miles down the road it's raining. Because the simulation model can't predict where individual clouds are going and what the impact is going to be from that weather incident. So what AI models are doing there is they're adding additional super resolution in terms of how you can predict down to sub-kilometer, even sub-half kilometer, what the impact is going to be. Now, for everyday weather, that's probably not as significant as you might think, but for things when you have a severe weather incident, or you have things like the forest fires that hit California and Spain last year and other places. Being able to predict what the wind direction is going to do, which direction the weather incident or the fire incident is going to go, is a major predictive benefit that AI can bring to traditional science like weather prediction and forecasting. So those are sort of two good examples of how that's going to transform into the science world. In the industry world, Jensen Huang made a statement yesterday in a meeting that was held in London where he said that every industry will become a tech industry. And that's sort of starting to come true. If you look at a company like L'Oreal, which is a pharmaceutical company, one of their major innovations they have is using AI in the store for a customer to come in and say, I want to look at this makeup, what's it going to look on me? And they can look at the screen and they put it in there and it shows to their face with the makeup on. Now that might sound like a really trivial thing, but for a customer buying things, that's really important to the consumer who wants to go and use that sort of way to make a decision on what they're going to buy. So we see AI will become a major part of every industry and will turn every industry into a tech industry. One of the concerns we have is that some industries are not moving as fast as they should do. And one of the areas where we're working really closely with governments at the moment is how can we bring AI innovation into public administration? Even things like healthcare chatbots, enabling people to be able to claim benefits easily. In Europe, we have a lot of issue with an aging population. And an aging population is not very good at filling in 20-page forms that you typically get from a government to claim anything. In any country, it's always a huge effort. So if you can make that work where somebody can talk to an avatar, and the avatar can be filling in the form in the background just by asking them questions, that could transform the way you get services to older members of the population or to other ways for people to claim benefits and entitlements that they can have. So we can see that public administration transformation is going to be probably the next wave after science in terms of where AI is going to innovate and impact everybody's lives into the future.
So how is E4 able to tailor complex solutions for different customers?
Okay, first of all, leveraging on giants company like NVIDIA is the most important part of our success. So we select, we combine, and we deeply test and analyze all the components, and we make together with the vendors our final solution. So the final solution is an integration of a different aspect, and not only the hardware, but also the software, but also having in thinking what the customer needs, what is the customer expectation, what is the customer environment. Having said that, it's never easy, but it's a job that it makes a lot of satisfaction, especially from the customer point of view, but also from E4 and NVIDIA point of view.
Which industries do you think will benefit the most?
We've been working with E4 on, as I said, on a number of these. Weather and climate is obviously one I've mentioned. We're also seeing a lot of work with Cineca around what Cineca has been. E4 supports our partners at Cineca in Italy with their major HPC site in the country. And Cineca is doing a lot of innovation and now has been awarded with a European Union AI factory, which will be procured shortly. And we think that E4 can play a key part in enabling the AI factory. Whoever technology is chosen for it, E4 can certainly add a lot of value into that organization. But also Italy is now looking at the concept of a gigafactory. The European Union announced recently that they would like to look at a gigafactory, and I think E4's reach in terms of touching a lot of customers in Italy from both industries, from like the traditional enterprise customers like banking and finance through to heavy industry and also research and development, can enable people to get AI to impact and production much quicker in Italy moving forward. So we see it as a key partnership for us in Italy.
So tell us about a complex solution you developed with NVIDIA.
Okay, first of all, we started analyzing the ARM world together with NVIDIA, and the story started on 2011, a really long time ago. But in 2015, we were so proud to announce the first ARM 64-bit solution together with NVIDIA. And by the way, the integrated solution was InfiniBand from Mellanox. And everybody knows about the story of Mellanox. So we were so proud to introduce this, and we were honored to introduce this to Computex a couple of years ago. The solution was a perfect example of what you can do with ARM, and we were following this idea to concept to have an ARM solution together with NVIDIA GPU, and you are perfectly aware about what happened in these years. We also have to mention that this prototype was based on OCP standard and liquid cooled. So you may check what is existing on the current portfolio of NVIDIA, and we were proud to thinking together, analyzing together this a couple of years ago with NVIDIA.
So how does NVIDIA support its partners in bringing innovations from lab to market?
Well, we have our traditional sort of partner program where we announce products and we do trainings and all the rest of it. And that's a sort of basic, that's your table stakes, if you like, and how you move forward. The partners that we have the most success with are the partners that tend to be very focused on one or two industries where they have deep knowledge and expertise. And we will work with them very closely for them to bring us a use case of how can we innovate that with AI or with NVIDIA accelerated technologies. So we've had a lot of those examples where we've worked together with partners specifically to look at industry-specific solutions. One of the areas where we've seen some innovation recently has been to how can I create design engineering on the fly and make changes on the fly. Because traditionally when you do a sort of computer-aided engineering, the process is very long and elongated because you have to have expert innovation intervention at various points in the cycle. So if you could build a virtual wind tunnel for putting a car or a vehicle into, for as an example, how could I can make changes on the fly, because I can actually see the impact. If I make an aerodynamic change, I change the shape of a wheel, I change the shape of a window. If I put a sunroof in my car, does it impact the airflow over the car? If I can see that virtually, I can make adjustments to the geometry of the vehicle on the fly. Now, NVIDIA has worked with partners to bring that to marketplace, both from the ISV side and also from some of our implementation partners like E4, to enable customers to see these examples in action and be able to help to bring them in those workflows into their innovation moving forward, particularly for the industries like automotive and aerospace, which are very prominent in Italy, and where I think E4 can play a key role for us in getting to those customers.
Okay, so review first, what's the competitive advantage this partnership brings to your customers?
The competitive advantage is clear because NVIDIA brings a full solution, software, hardware, and any kind of support. So you can leverage on the real big portfolio of ported application and ported environment. You can leverage also on their experience, on their technician and genius and scientist. So together we can bring the perfect combination for the end user. We can make the right recipe of the solution that is needed for the customer.
Okay, so what are the next goals for this partnership, E4 and NVIDIA?
So the big target for me is to make sure that we can work with E4 to make sure that Europe's AI factory program through Euro HPC becomes a success. E4 is working with us on a number of bids for different customers around Europe, not just in Italy, but also elsewhere. And we think that is the first next stage for us to evolve the partnership. But beyond that, the Italian Gigafactory remains an opportunity as well, where we believe E4 can bring help and innovation into that as well. And that will hit all aspects of the future for Italy, from bringing startups through the AI factory at Cineca into the Gigafactory, but also enabling key industries to adopt AI solutions quicker than they would normally be the case.
Okay, and what are the next goals for this partnership coming up?
I don't put goals. I put expectation, vision, and I would like to desire a better world for all of us. For sure, one of the best contributors will be NVIDIA, and we will be proud to work with them.
And a message for Italian companies that want to meet the challenge of digital transformation.
Okay, digital transformation for us is important. As Rod mentioned, it is a new iPhone, I would say the new TomTom. It's a different view, but the same concept. It will change our life. Sooner or later, we have to adopt this, and it's fine. It will be a commodity, just a commodity. And the most important part is to make sure that our genius at work will do the job in the right way to have our life better. So we are very positive, very convinced that this will be the right step to do.
Okay, 3 words to describe this alliance.
Okay, I would say passion for innovation.
Passion for innovation, very good. Okay, and do you have a message for Italian companies that want to meet the challenge of digital transformation?
My message is really simple. Embrace the technology early, because it is going to come. And if you're sitting back waiting for it to happen, you're probably going to miss the wave. So we would invite customers to jump in early and to work with us and work with E4 to bring those solutions to marketplace as quick as we can.
Okay, so 3 words. Describe the shared vision of this alliance.
Making Italy successful.
Okay. That's all you get, 3 words. So, so we've been with NVIDIA and E4 here at the ISC conference in Hamburg. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.